All right. Jesse on fire with my audio fixed this time, you guys. Now, when I tell you I have some funny stuff for you guys today, that is exactly what I mean. I never guarantee funny when I am not prepared to deliver on that promise, but I have some absolutely hilarious stories to go through with you guys today. One being an update on the most famous cheating scandal that the world has seen in a very long time. Sorry, I'm getting my UFC set up also because I got to be watching this out of the corner of my eyeballs. But what's up, everybody? Okay, you guys remember this dude? Whoa. You guys remember this dude, right? The guy caught up on the kiss cam. So we've got a big update on that story. Okay. We also have some other amazing stuff. Like, as an example, this one right here. Okay. Now, I know when I am thinking to myself, I want to know what the wokies are thinking about. Primary wokie, like, how do I know they're woke? Because, like, do they have horns that are coming out of their face and earrings that are coming out of their eyeballs? Because believe me, this is what happens when like woke hits fucking sentience and becomes a human, dude. Okay, then we got this one. We'll talk about this one too. This is kind of fucked up. Conor McGregor's getting sued again by the same girl. This one, we're going to go through this crazy ass BI. And we're going to start right here, though. Oh, my God. Joey fucking Swole, you guys. He's back, okay? Joey Swole is back. You guys may recall, Joey Swole had a little oopsie daisy earlier this week, Had a little oopsie daisy. Lauren Laver, thank you very much, good sir. Appreciate your generosity. You're the man or woman, I think a man. So Joey Swole is the one who shared a photograph of him dressed as Hulk Hogan on the day that Hulk Hogan died, right? It was like a Halloween costume. And he was like, hey, Hulkster, we're with you. And the wokesters were like, you piece of shit. You put on a costume of Hulk Hogan because you were a wrestling fan growing up and then said condolences to his family. You, sir, clearly have ignored all the horrific things that he did, like saying the N-word. Now, honestly, since I watched that Joey Swole video, I watched True Jordy's video about Hulk Hogan. Seems like not like the nice, like not the best guy. But guess what, dude? You still don't shit on people after they died, okay? They're dead, right? Like, they're no longer with us, but their families are in mourning. You know what I mean? It's like their families are grieving. I promise you, no matter how big of an asshole you think someone is, I promise you that they've got family that is very, very, very sad about them dying. That's why you don't shit on people right after they die, because it's wrong. You know what I mean? But anyway, so those people who do that all the time, they attack Joey Swole for putting up a picture of him in a Hulk, outfit, and he completely caved and collapsed and did this like 20-minute hostage video apology. Now, we lit him up like everyone else. Okay. Everyone else lit him up. And now he's back. He's responding to the haters who were responding to him, responding to the haters. All right. And look at it, dude. He's a different man now, dude. Look at that set of eyeballs, dude. He's like, oh, soft Joey is gone. The only thing that remains is this hardened piece of steel right here that will never bow down to anyone ever again. You're like, whoa, Joey Swole. So we're going to rock and roll with this right now. Bang.
Love me or hate me, I am not going anywhere, and you are not going to cancel me.
I would never want to cancel you, dude. Ever. I want you to keep on doing these videos. For the record, I got nothing wrong. Like, I got no issue with this guy at all. I just like making fun of people who like pussy out. So like, that's all I was doing, like, I don't think this is like a bad guy. He actually seems like he is very sensitive, he's like, they all said I was a piece of shit. And I went and did all the research.
I just needed a few days to step back, to breathe, to get my mind right. And over those few days, I received thousands and thousands of messages from people telling me, do not quit.
I want to see those messages, dude. Okay. I'm sure he got messages that were like, do not quit. Fuck, I would have sent him one. Lauren Lovett, thank you again for the super chat. Dude, what are you trying to be best subscriber of the week? Because you are right on track to be that person. I love you. Thank you very much, dude. Listen, dude, if I thought he was actually going to quit, I fucked him up pretty good in my video, but I was just like making fun of it. Like, if I don't like someone, and that's very rare. I could find something to like about everyone who is not a secret child molester. Like if you're a secret pedophile, then not so much. But aside from them, like I could find things to like about everybody. And like, even though I'll make fun of you on the channel, like I'll shoot you a note and be like, hey guy, don't quit social media. You can't allow these fucking nerds to have that big of an influence over your life. Jesus. But anyway, he's coming back swinging.
How much I help and inspire them, including messages giving me a good kick in the ass that I needed to get back up. So I am not quitting, and I am done apologizing.
Attaboy.
I'm going to continue making videos calling out bullies, being a voice for the people that can't defend themselves, and making the gym community and the world a better place.
I like this guy. He's back, you guys. He is back. Rick and something, you are always the best subscriber. I have dude, I tell my kids, I'm like, hey, who wants to be best kid? And like all my kids are best kid unless they do something bad, because I love my children. Just like I love all of you guys. I wasn't comparing you guys to my children. It just sounded, you know what I mean? Like you guys, I love. Thank you very much, good sir. However, this is funny, dude. Okay. I want to welcome Joey Swole back into the cool crew with open arms. No one remembers what you did, dude. Okay. No one remembers what you did. Honestly, I am a forgive and forget guy. If it's something stupid, like, you made an apology video, it's like he fucked around and found out, he's like, Jesus, I've never gotten criticism like this before. And I just need to make it stop. As someone who has been on the wrong side of people attacking them, all at once. If I wasn't such a granite bald savage, like even I can look and just be like, Jesus, man, this is a lot. It doesn't take that many people, to make you feel like the world is coming down on you. You know what I mean? Like I've never had anything fucking remotely close to this guy. I'm talking like a handful of people who didn't like whatever that I did, but then they all hit me all at once. I'm like, good God, it feels like the whole internet's on top of me. You actually count them. That was 40 comments, 40 on a video that had 60,000 views. And you're like, and that's like the most ever, you know what I mean? And like, he had literally the entire internet. There was like, you pussy. And those woke people are really good at making it feel like they have an army of people when in reality, it's like, they're just so nasty, You piece of shit. If you like Hulk Hogan, that means you are signing off on what he said about blacks. You're all, what did he say about blacks? So, see, you don't even know about that. That shows how little you care about race relations. You're all, I put up a photograph of me wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume. They're all exactly. Jim Jones, cult leader. I meant to say someone in the KKK and I said the wrong thing. Okay. What's the fucking cult? What's the KKK guy's name again? I can't remember. Like the leader of the he has a stupid name like that, dude. Fucking KKK guys and their stupid ass names, dude. Bana, thank you. Bana baby. What's up, dude? I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, for a dude creator who is talking to YouTube screens, I suddenly have the coolest female viewers on the internet. I don't know what is going on. I like it though. David Duke. There you go. David fucking Duke. Jim Jones, David Duke. You guys can see how I would have fucked that up. You know what I mean? But anyway, from me to Joey Swole, look, lesson learned, right, guy? What you going to do next time when they come and they accuse you of being racially insensitive, right? What are you going to do next time when they tell you that they are going to cancel you for wearing a Halloween costume? Okay. You can either ignore them Or option B, tell them to go fuck themselves. Okay. Apologizing is not on the menu of options anymore. But he knows that now. Now he knows. It's like, dude, if you want to be like, check out my 27-inch arms, right? 27-inch arms. You can't also be like, I am so fucking sorry. I am so sorry. Okay. I don't think Sydney Sweeney's hot. I definitely don't think she's hot. She is a Nazi propagandist because she has blonde hair, blue eyes, and nice tits. I can't take it. I'm not going to stand here and let these women who have been fighting to make themselves feel better about their bodies their whole life, I'm not going to let them have to deal with the emotional trauma of looking at Sydney Sweeney's perfect tits. I'm not going to allow it. I'm glad that I got this out. Okay, you can't do that. You can't do that anymore. But thank you, Joey Swole. I am in like Flynn on your comeback. Cheeky Metro, your woke impression is gold. Thank you very much. It's one of my favorite things to do, honestly. Okay, now we've got this one. I actually haven't watched this yet, but apparently this is someone who is like responding to Trump wanting kids to do push-ups in school. Let's hear what she has to say.
Sound the alarm. Trump just brought back the presidential fitness test. Yes, the one that traumatized an entire generation of kids for years. Because nothing says child health policy like a millionaire golfer who hits balls into the sun.
Hits balls into the sun? What is she talking about? Dude, were any of you guys confused? You know what I mean? Like, were any of you guys confused when you looked at her face where you're like, this chick looks like a Trump chick. Like, she looks like the only thing missing from her outfit is her MAGA hat. You know what I mean? She looks like she lives in Florida and was about to just fucking drop it. Like, I actually thought she was going to be making fun of people talking shit about Trump reinstituting the exercise thing or whatever. Like, and the fucking presidential exercise requirement traumatized an entire generation. Everyone should be able to do 6 push-ups. They're all, no, no. I thought school was for learning, not for making me feel fat and out of shape. And you're like, so don't be fat and out of shape. They're all, what? Why is no one sensitive to the way I feel about my body?
Trump signed an executive order reviving the old school one-size-fits-all test that includes push-ups, pull-ups, shuttle runs, and the infamous smile. It was scraped over a decade ago for being outdated, discriminatory, and humiliating for a lot of students.
It was discriminatory. Let me tell you what the definition of discriminatory means. Or, well, actually, you know what? Let me tell you what the reverse of that. Let me tell you what's not discriminatory. A single standard that applies to everyone in the schools. Like what you're describing or what you're talking about is the exact opposite of what discriminatory means. Like absolutely dead polar opposite definition. It's discriminatory. You're all towards who? She's all fat kids that don't know how to do push-ups. You're all, that's not discriminatory. That is pointing out that they have a health issue and we should collectively try to help them get into better shape. Like, this is like, hey, school is not just for, teaching you that men can be women and that, there's no such thing as biological sex. There's other reasons to be there, like making sure that your students are not going to die of a heart attack when they're 30, right? We're requiring you to do 5 push-ups. It's not discriminatory if there's a kid who can't do 5 push-ups. We need to help them get to where they can do 5 push-ups. I'm just saying, Good Lord.
Now it's back. And so is the Reagan era obsession with performance over wellness.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a genius take, you guys. Genius take. She's like, oh my God, we're going back to performance over wellness. Obviously, everyone was healthy as a clam right up until they required them to demonstrate that they can run a quarter mile in under 10 minutes. This is insane. This is Nazi fascism. Jeez, I just can't take it. I can't believe that these MAGA guys hate people so much that they would reinstitute this fascist propaganda. What are we talking about?
But that's not all. Trump also held a White House photo op with professional athletes to mark the occasion. This isn't about kids. This is about optics and distraction. And let's be real. If the goal was to promote actual health, we'd be talking about funding for recess, nutrition programs, and mental health.
Oh my God. She's all, if we're talking about actual wellness, we'd be talking about greenlighting $100 billion to furthering research into transgenderism and the best ways that we can castrate children and then turn their penises into vaginas. Okay. Don't tell me you're talking about wellness if you're not willing to have the conversation, the tough conversations about puberty blockers and inverted penises that then become vaginas. Jeez. These people are so brainwashed and predictable. It is fucking unbelievable to me, dude. It's like, I can't believe they're real. Like what she said, like that, the words that just came out of her mouth sound like she's a wind-up doll and someone just like twisted behind her brain. And she's like, we are prioritizing wellness or performance over wellness. You're all, what does that mean? Exactly. You're forcing them to perform at a high level while ignoring their wellness. You're all, I mean, I think what we're doing is putting some baseline exercise standards so that we can recognize if they are so fucking unwell that we should focus some energy on making them well. I think. She's all, first it's push-ups in school. Next thing you know, it's mandatory military service, just like North Korea. These people are fucking retarded, dude.
Health, not turning gym class into a boot camp with a MAGA seal of approval. This isn't a health initiative. It's a culture war stunt dressed in gym shorts.
Again, that right there, there's no fucking way that she just was like, this is not a whatever. It's a war propaganda, war stunt dressed in gym shorts. Someone wrote that and then gave it to her. Okay. I want to know who the fuck is putting money behind a campaign to shit on an exercise, like mandatory exercise in schools. You know, George Soros, he's all, listen, I never needed to be able to do 4 push-ups to destabilize countries and have sex with children. Why should they have to do it? If they need some exercise, send them over to my place. I've got a whole team of people who'll be happy to exercise their little bodies.
I'll be breaking this story down further on my Patreon and Substack. Both links are in the.
Oh my God. How much is your Patreon? Because if it's, as long as it's under $100 a month, I'm in. I need a more thorough breakdown of why this is the beginning of the end of the United States. You know what I mean? Because my goodness, this is scary. You really got to wonder who's making these decisions. Okay, are you guys serious? No, you guys are not laughing at the joke that I just made of fucking Soros. It will exercise these kids. That might be the funniest thing I've ever said. Just straight, like, that was like straight brain through mouth, no thought. That's why I laughed at my own joke, because it was so objectively fucking funny. Okay, now let's listen to this weirdo. Okay. Oh my God. Jesse, did you just call her weird? You are a racist. I'm like, racist? She's black. Yeah, I know. I called her a weirdo. You can't call black people weirdos. I'm like, I could call a person a weirdo who has fucking tusks coming out of their face and hair that is not hair, beads, and then like all this shit in their face. Like, that's a fucking weirdo, man. I didn't even notice she was black until you said something about it. Jeez. Racist. Let's hear her.
Are passed down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I forgot. I watched this last night. Okay, check this out. So this is in response to the Sydney Sweeney Nazi propaganda. You're going to love this. This is one of the best takes I've ever heard.
Good genes are passed down. Minds are blue. First of all, you don't get denim blue without black hands, without black knowledge. So why are they still centering whiteness to sell us something that we literally built?
Hey, guys, look. I know that to some, that might sound insane, right? For her to say we built jeans where you're like, is that how this works, dude? Like, you're like, let's just say that in some semblance of reality, there was a group of black people who like created denim or something, right? Which is, I would assume, not accurate, but let's just say it was, right? In what universe do you get to take credit for that as we, because you're also black? I will never, hey, we broke the world record in butterfly, the IM, and breaststroke all in the same year. Though that was Michael Phelps. I'm like, but I'm white. So we did it. We fucking did it, dude. Okay? You don't hear me talking about track and field records. I'm talking about swimming. We did it. Me, Michael Phelps, Leah Thomas, breaking all the records. That is such a weird thing that they do, dude. Now, and I don't mean like black people. I mean like the weirdo wokesters who do this. They're like, we did blah, blah, blah. You're like, you didn't do shit, bitch. You didn't do shit except make a TikTok that makes no sense. And then, make your face to, like in a way that is certain to have anybody who is even moderately normal immediately dismiss every single thing you say for the rest of your life.
The iconic denim blue wouldn't exist without indigo. And indigo.
Hang on. Oh, what did I just do? I saw something I have to respond to. Hold on. Where to go? This. I am sure that the culture war is boring. This is not why I cover this. Okay. I don't cover the culture war because the culture war is important. I cover the culture war because it gives me the ability to make fun of people, which in my opinion is me at my funniest. I love making fun of people. So it's not about the culture war. Just to be clear, I am making fun of this person. And I was making fun of Joey Swole before I, accepted him back into the crew with open arms. Also, that blonde chick, I was making fun of her as well. There's no better place to look for easy targets than the culture war.
Indigo didn't grow here. Indigo was brought here along with the people who knew how to grow it, how to ferment it, and how to turn it into dye. That deep blue, our ancestors mastered it long before white people knew what to do with the plant.
Do you have any evidence for that? Listen, I'm not saying that, they didn't, but I don't know. I mean, I could say anything. I'm like, listen, didn't you know that the original plans for the hydrogen bomb were actually done in the basement of this house? So obviously the largest scientific breakthroughs when it comes to weaponry happened 1 foot from where I am right now. Dude, literally you say something like that on TikTok, 50% of people are just going to be all, wow, I didn't know that. That's where the Manhattan Project was. You're all, yes, in my house. So where do you live? You're like, it's classified, dude. It's classified. It's definitely not in New Mexico though, because that was all Nazi propaganda. In reality, it was wherever I am. They're all, wow, I believe this. We are getting closer and closer to the plot line of Idiocracy. I really fear more and more every day for my kids. Don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about your kids. As long as you keep them apprised of what a dimwit retard looks like, which I am very good at with my children, they will know dimwit when they see it, and they will also make fun of it. Like, my kids have carte blanche to clown on fucking idiots like this all the time, as much as they want, dude. Like, get after it, kids. You're a handful of words that you can never use. You also have to obviously know that there's no such thing as like this race does this or this, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's exactly the same. The only thing that makes them different that we make fun of them about is if they're stupid. And listen, I actually think that this chick might be like trolling, kind of, because like she's putting her ass in the camera. Like, this girl, I actually think is kind of funny. Because like, what is this, dude? Why is she ever asked in the middle of this? She feels like she's like doing a bit.
And when Europeans realized that, they didn't ask us. They enslaved us for the knowledge, not just the labor.
Oh my God, you guys. She just rewrote all of human history. The real purpose of American slavery was not labor that they could use for farming. It was, in fact, to torture them until they gave us the secrets to denim jeans. Okay? That's what it was. Okay. We could do our own farming pre-industrial revolution. We could do that ourselves. What we need the secrets to making jeans. So that's why it's best to get your historical knowledge from TikTok.
That knowledge was stolen and it built their empire. Before
they built an empire on jeans, dude. My goodness. This is wildly illuminating stuff. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I thought we built our empire on a natural resource rich new country. And then when the whole world got destroyed during World War II, we were like, hey, we can do everything. And then we became the most wealthy country in the world. But also denim jeans, knowledge stolen from African slaves in the 1700s or 1700s or whatever. So noted.
cotton, indigo was one of the first cash crops in America, and it made white families rich. It helped to fund colonies. And every drop of that blue was pulled from Black bodies, Black intellect, and Black labor.
I love her, actually, dude. Like, I'm actually serious. This is my favorite woke person, dude, because she's hilarious. There's no, because you could tell by her inflection, like, she's not one of these, like, Colin Kaepernick people. Like, Colin Kaepernick would say this, and he would be totally serious. Like, he would be totally serious. He would be like, did you not know that Black people created jeans in 1212 on Mars? Malcolm X wrote it right here in this book. You're all, dude, Colin, you were way cooler before you started dating that chick who brainwashed your brain, you know? And did she have sex with 2 other NFL players before you? One from your team? You know, it's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird. She's like, this guy's brainwashable. Colin, how much was your most recent contract? We should put that money to good use.
So when American Eagle uses Sydney Sweeney to sell great jeans, they're not selling jeans. They're selling erasure. And for what?
Selling erasure. So, oh, you're right, dude. Oh, you're right. Okay, that's funny. That is actually funny. I mean, like, so she actually does believe this. I should have known from the tusks coming out of her face, you know? But I knew she was like doing a bit of some, okay, that makes sense.
Some likes and views and a slogan, while the people who made it possible are fighting to be recognized in their own history. If you're wearing denim, you're wearing a story rooted in knowledge, in resistance, in a stolen legacy. So don't dress it up in whiteness and call it heritage. We've always had.
These people are so crazy, dude. Like, this is an absolutely crazy ideology. Like, I understand. Let me just be serious for a second. I understand why it's so easy for, you know, Black Americans to like, it's if your history was what theirs is, you know, I can understand how, like, you start reading these, like, kind of like more extreme view books that are, you know, white people in America evil, Black people victim of everything. It's like, it's not a hard narrative to tell because in many cases, in many ways, that was true. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like, oh, slavery's over. And it was like, all right, awesome. Let's give the former slaves a fair shake and a seat at the table. Like, we fucked them over for years. Like, dude, how I don't even, until what, like, honestly, Martin Luther King got killed in like the late 60s, right? I mean, they got a real bad deal for a real long time. The banks wouldn't loan them money. You know that the number one way that that people build wealth in this country is through ownership of real estate, and Black people couldn't get mortgage loans like for a really long time. And with like redlining and this shit, they would just take their fucking property. They just take it. Like, they're like, hey, I'm sorry, you're guilty of owning something we want while Black. And then they would just take it from them. It's super fucked up. Now, that said, okay, this is me acknowledging, you know, of course, like, it's a fucking monstrous history to have in the country. But to end up in the lane that's whatever's happening over here is so batshit. You're like, dude, black people did not invent fucking denim jeans. And even if they did, do you understand how capitalism works? It's like American Eagle is not a denim company. It's a fucking company that's trying to make money. Sydney Sweeney's ass and tits are beautiful. And she's also very, very famous. And people are paying close attention to her. So they put jeans on a hot person. And then they also bait you guys into making it, more bigger story. And then people are like, God, I wish my ass looked like Sydney Sweeney's. Or I wish my wife's ass looked like Sydney Sweeney's. And they go buy their fucking jeans. Okay. While we're sitting here trying to get recognition, you did not invent jeans. You invented nothing. You invented a new creative way to decorate your face. I have respect for that, dude, but man, they didn't even have her made. Wait, it's all marketing. They didn't even have her made up in what capacity are we talking? We don't get mad at nothing, dude. We don't the only time I ever get mad is when people say nasty things that are very disrespectful in places where it's like, come on, dude. You want to talk shit about fucking dead children after the flood? I'll get you, that'll make me mad. But this kind of thing can't make me mad anymore, dude. We won, we won the culture war. It is what it is. Okay, but now let's go to the headline story, okay? Because you guys are not going to fucking believe this. Okay, so you guys remember this dude? Everybody, I assume, remembers this dude, right? Caught cheating in a very embarrassing moment at a Coldplay concert. Founding Stock, what's up, dude? Thank you for the super chat. It was black people who made slavery legal in the colonies before America began. His name was Anthony Johnson. We freed them and gave them right stuff. We are not getting into a serious conversation about it. I appreciate the super chat, and this may be historically accurate. I certainly like to bring that up sometimes where I'm like, okay, you can look at the Civil War as what they're like. Before the Civil War, it's the Civil War was primarily white people that went and died to get rid of slavery. There's two ways you can look at this, right? Yeah, there were people trying to fight to keep slavery because they were farmers in the South who relied on the labor. And then there were people up here who literally went and fought and died just to free you guys. You certainly could interpret that as wow, America's amazing. Since we were one of the first countries ever to actually outlaw slavery. Neither here nor there. But that's not what kind of video this is. This is a video where we're making fun of fucking retards like this guy. Wait until you hear this story, dude. Okay? So, this is the headline that is not the actual story. This is the story. The CEO that got caught cheating at the Coldplay concert is going to sue Coldplay, dude. He's going to sue Coldplay. This guy is going to sue Coldplay. You're all, wait, hang on a second, guy. Let me just make sure that I understand the basis of as a matter of fact, I want to put him on the screen while we talk to him. So let me just make sure that I understand your position, Andy Byron, former CEO of Astra, whatever it is. I can't remember the name of his company. So you were having an affair with your head of HR, and you brought her to a public Coldplay concert and felt comfortable putting yourself in a position that was so obvious that she was your girlfriend that it kind of boggles the mind. And you're suing Coldplay because they put you on the kiss cam, assuming that that's probably your wife, since you were behaving with your mistress like she was your wife. You're going to sue Coldplay over this. I know this is bad. It blew up your life. You lost your company. You lost your family. You lost everything. I'm sure you and this chick are probably having a real tough time finding that old spark. A lot more fun, when you're in an office meeting, you're like, you guys, next week, this month, this quarter, we are going to get it done. We're going to get it done. And I'm going to pass it over to Kathy because she's going to tell you about HR. And then you look at each other, make eye contact. You're like, I'm going to fuck your goddamn brains out after this meeting. And she's like, oh my God, yes. And only you two know it. It's intimate. It's secret. It's naughty. And then after the meeting, you take her to the bathroom and you pound it out, right? That's fun, right? When the whole world knows, though, and you guys become the butt of every single joke in history because you're the CEO and you fuck the head of HR, which is basically wait, what? The head of HR is banging the CEO? I mean, that's her entire role exists to make sure that doesn't happen. So something tells me her career prospects are probably on the ropes. You lost your family over her, so it's going to be impossible for you to not resent her. And so now when you meet up, you're all, let's secretly have sex in this hotel. It's like, God, I hate you. Oh my God, this makes me feel so dirty and bad. There's no future there at all whatsoever. So what are you going to do though? He's like, I'm going to sue Coldplay. You're all, no, dude. Like, don't do that. I did not consent to be on a kiss cam, y'all. So every single person who has ever been on a kiss cam at a public event is now going to sue the organization, ball team, whatever, who put them on the kiss cam. This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life, ever. Of all the dumbest lawsuits ever, this would be the dumbest one. Marriage is a prison. Maybe for some people. I promise, dude. Marry your fucking dream girl, and that is definitely not the case. Bro, what's up, man? Thank you. Oh, dude, you've been a member for 20 months. Thank you, dude. By the way, keep up the awesome work, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that looks forward to watching either your comedic take or your TRT outburst. Listen, man, I appreciate that. I was having outbursts before I had any testosterone when I was fucking 8 years old, running around like on the soccer field, and I was like, that guy, he tackled me too hard. Fuck you. I was a spaz. Probably won't come as much of a surprise. TRT is great, by the way. I agree. Probably the most ashamed that my dad has ever been of me as being his child was at the opposite end of an outburst on a soccer field. I'll tell you the story because it's so fucking stupid. So I was probably like 15, maybe, because he had to drive me there. So it was before I had my license. So I was either 14 or 15 years old, and I was on this traveling team, and we were playing against these guys. And, we had been kind of the whole game. And this dude who was on defense on our team slide tackled this guy. I was playing left midfield, and he was the right, he was the outside defensive back, right? Outside fullback. He could not have been further away from me on the field under any circumstance. So he slide tackles the guy. The dude that he slide tackles punches him in the face, right? So, they start fighting. I fucking beelined, literally full sprint from my position over here all the way to the other side. It took me 20 minutes to get over there because it was so far away. By the time I get within striking distance, the fight has just broken up, right? They just got control of everybody and whatever. But in my mind, I had already had it. I'm like, I'm attacking someone. So the whole thing's over. The dude that had punched the fullback stands up. He has his back to me. And I just fucking Jackie Chan jump kicked him in the back. In his back too, dude. The guy literally had his back turned. I just jump kicked him in the back and then ended up on top of him. And then everybody they fucking whatever. I got kicked out of the game, obviously. And I went back over to the sideline and I looked at all the parents were like, I don't think that they had ever seen a physical fight before. And they certainly had never seen anyone so inappropriately and idiotically do what I did. So I could already feel the energy from the entire, our side. It was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I looked at my dad. It's the only time I've ever looked at my dad and been like, he wishes I was not his son. For sure, he wishes I was not his son. We're walking back to the car afterwards. And he's like, you are he couldn't even talk because he was like, you're such a fucking idiot. It's funny now, but I was very embarrassed at the time. You know what I mean? And then I ended up meeting that guy because I went to Chico State for college, and a buddy of mine who was from San Mateo knew whatever. He's like, dude, hey, my buddy knows you. He says he doesn't like you, dude. And I was like, I don't have any fucking enemies. What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, no. He said that you guys got in a fight or something. I'm like, the fuck? That's not, no. He's like on a soccer game. And then he pointed to him. I'm like, oh my God, that's a dude I jump kicked in the back 100 years ago. And then he came up and acted like he was mad. And then he was joking. He was cool. But yeah, that was the day my dad wished that I was not his child. And probably this, you guys understand, dude. I had, in my mind, I am running to attack. The fact that it was completely inappropriate for me to do, for anyone to do anything at that point. The thing had completely calmed down. You know, teenage Jesse on fire, a dumb fuck retard. And I was small. Like I was not like a big person then either. So it was like extra fucking stupid. Okay, now this is okay. Let me put you over here. He didn't consent. Disgraced tech CEO allegedly plans to sue Coldplay over kiss cam controversy. So he's reportedly considering filing a lawsuit against Coldplay and event organizers after footage of himself and former colleague Kristin Cabot at the band's Gillette Stadium show went viral, sparking memes and massive controversy. Hey, dude, he would be better off if he would have just like started suing anyone who has made a meme about it. You know what I mean? Like it's that stupid. Like it's that stupid. He's like, Jesse, I'm fired. Did you cover this story? I'm suing you. I'm like, you are? I mean, I think you have a lot of money. Like, let's just not. Let's just not. You know, let's just not. You're not going to win, and I will make it my life's mission to make fun of you like for the rest of your life. I'll take clips of you and I'll make fake interviews. You know, by the end of this thing, once the court, you know, gives us like the legal certainty that I can make fun of you as much as I want, I'll have you talking about like that was about to be a bad joke, dude. That was going to be a bad joke. Experts, however, have maintained that the former CEO will likely have a challenging time arguing the legitimacy of his potential legal claims. Oh, you fucking think, dude? Oh, man. I can see exactly what kind of person he is, too. Like, this is not a guy who, he actually does not like too much public attention. He's not like one of these CEOs that, like, is looking for attention. He's actually, underneath it, shy. He had to learn to be like a company leader. This is his fucking worst nightmare, dude. This is his worst nightmare. Well, that'll teach you. If you're going to have affairs, why don't you act as if you're married to the person you're married to when you're in public, you dimwit, at a Coldplay concert. Like, you know, like holding her like you're, I mean, I also heard that, the other chick that was in that video, the other chick that was in that video who was like, you know, like smiling and laughing, clearly knew that they were having an affair, also worked for the company. And I heard someone, they're like, dude, she is going to get massive paid. Like she's going to sue the company and say that she was forced to keep their secret. And she could, dude, she'll make so much dough. Wait, who's talking about steroids? How do we get on steroids? TRT is normal. TRT is different. Oh, yeah, dude, TRT is just literally like, you go get your testosterone checked at the doctor at a certain point, and the range of normal is like 200 to like 1,000. It's a pretty big fucking range, dude. Okay. And so you can supplement yourself up to the high side of normal, which is exactly what I do. Why would I leave that up to chance? It's like, just come on, man. It's literally the number one factor in muscle growth, speed, your body rejuvenating and healing fast. It's like, but look it's unnatural. It's unnatural. Leave it up to, evolution. I'm like, I'm good. I think I'll just like to be on the high side of normal forever, What else, dude? We've been going 43 minutes. Okay. Yes, you should go to the doctor. Talk to the doctor. They will help you. Now, one thing the doctors will not, a free piece of advice to those of you who might be considering TRT. The doctor will not tell you that there is a form of TRT that you only have to inject once every 6 weeks. Okay. Most of them will tell you need to come once or twice a week, testosterone cypionate or enanthate or whatever. Okay. There is a type that you can shoot one time every 6 weeks. I have been on it for 10 years. Okay. It is 100% legit. They don't tell you about it because I think that some doctors know about it and others are like, why would I want someone to come once every 6 weeks if I can have them pay to come every single week? You know what I mean? That's my theory. Because there's also like certain side effects from TRT that I hear about, like specifically when I give blood for my physical, because they do a lot of TRT at my doctor. They say that a lot of people, like they have to go give blood because their blood gets so thick, and that does not happen to me at all. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, we should talk about that Coldplay. Dude, like obviously that singer looked up there and he's like, There's something not right about that couple. Something tells me that they're doing something illicit. Let's put the camera on them and let's find out. You know what I mean? Don't add trend, dude. Don't add trend. Unless you have very specific short-term goals that require you to have the hardest muscles in history and you don't care about your liver or any other part of your body that functions. TRT at good levels, good for you. Trend, bad for you. Bad for you. I tried trend one time when I was 27, I think. I was like 27 years old, and I ran it for like 2 weeks, like literally. It was definitely not more than 3 weeks. The side effects were so extreme just from I'd never had anything that was like a side effect from that before. And it was like, and I can't remember what it was, dude. I think I was getting headaches or I don't know, whatever. But dude, you know the muscle that runs on your shin? The fucking muscle that ran down my shin, if you touched the bone of my shin and the muscle, you couldn't tell the difference. That's how hard my shin muscle was. It was fucking bananas, but also not worth it because why the hell do I need to have muscles that are that hard? I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm training to, like, back then I was just training to fucking kick things hard. You know what I mean? Dave Howitt, this looks like a shitload of money. I have no idea how much it is, but you are an amazing person and I appreciate you very much. What's ARS? I feel like I should, no. Okay, so I don't know. Either way, thank you very much. Jesse, absolutely over the moon to catch you live as I'm in the UK. You were my first go-to day I sign into YouTube. I can get news as if I'm talking to a friend that's afraid to speak the truth. Also, I've had a huge problem with the opiates in the past, and seeing someone come out the other side and killing it gives me huge hope. Well, I am ecstatic about all of that, and I really appreciate you sending that and saying all of those things. That's exactly why I talk about the opiate shit on the channel, is because like there's absolutely no reason for anyone to feel shame about getting hooked on fucking pills, dude. It's like, it's literally getting like a person having gotten hooked on opioids, if they come from a similar background to me, like as like an athlete or whatever, or just people who party, is like getting mad that you were born under 6 foot. It's just genetics. Like I am 100% convinced of that. It's genetics. There are 3 types of people with opioids. First type, they'll fall asleep if they take them. Second type, they will puke and get sick. Third type, opioids give them energy. That's the addict every time. If opioids give you energy and you ever get a ready supply of opioids, you're going to get addicted. 1000%. There's no question about that. It is going to happen. Also, you know, like I always say when I talk about this, like people who have never gotten hooked on anything, I'm like, why is your life so fucking perfect, dude? You know, that's my way of, shaming them for being a better person than me. But I'm just kidding. Honestly, as long as you're not like stealing shit or whatever, like addiction just crushes your own life. You know what I mean? Like obviously your family, if you're whatever, but I just see it as like a tremendous challenge for people to overcome. And I'm happy every time I hear that someone did. My opinion on Kratom is that it is fantastic for people who are, who have that same issue. Like I literally on and off, opioids, on and off. Gleam, thank you very much, sweetheart. I appreciate you very much. On and off. Ibogaine, microdose shrooms, Kratom, and then, I stopped the shrooms after a couple months, and then Kratom. It's like just enough to where whatever that bug was that was in the back of my head before that would always just come back, and I'd just be bored. Literally, for me, that's all it was. Every time I'd be like, God, I'm so fucking bored and anxious. Like, I know that one dude's got an oxy, like, oh, it'll make tonight so awesome. I'm not going to get fucking hooked again. And then I get hooked. If I take one, hooked. It's that simple. But Kratom's amazing for me. I mean, obviously anybody can abuse anything, but no, he's not banning Kratom nationwide. If he's not going to do that. What he's talking about, there's no way that he's going to do that. I think he's talking about one of these like alkaloids that's pulled from Kratom. But If he bans kratom, he and I will have a fucking big problem. I don't even think that's what's on the table at all. Oh, yeah. Restrict some kratom products. So look at you, check it out. This is restrict some kratom products. Federal officials said they're talking about 770. This right here is this has its uses, you know, like this is like, I'm not like shitting on this altogether, but this is not like the kratom I'm talking about. This is different, you know. My buddy owns one of these companies, and I actually got like there's ways to use this that are actually very positive. It's just everybody needs to understand that like that shit's not kratom. If you are like a serious opioid addict, you know, that like can't, manage, that shit's not for you, except under like very, very specific circumstances. But if you're a person who like just like, can do this or that, and you're not worried about getting hooked, like, yeah, that stuff, it's very effective. This is exactly it. People abuse the shit out of it. If they, honestly, what it is, if they go in with their eyes open, like if you know what it is, then there's, I recommended it to one of my buddies who was in a very unique situation, where he was coming off of a long-term oxy prescription. And so he was just all of a sudden out of nowhere for the first time in like 10 years, going to be just like cold turkey on, legal oxys. I don't want the guy to go get fucking fentanyl. And so I was like, this will help you kind of ease. I also learned that, because Suboxone, I never recommend Suboxone to people, only because it's literally like, if your goal is to be like off of opioids, like Suboxone is like rock solid certainty that you'll be hooked on that shit forever. And they do it on purpose, which is so fucked up, dude. Like Suboxone is a very effective thing for saving people's lives who are like really deep down the fentanyl or oxy, road. But you could do exactly what Suboxone does and make it short acting. And they very intentionally make it the most long acting, eternal half-life, to where when you want to get off, because you will, because they're like, oh yeah, it blocks you from getting high. Suboxone, it blocks you from getting high. Like, even if you take Vicodin, it won't work. And you're all, oh, cool. Hey, so how does it do that? No one ever goes like, well, what do you mean it blocks you from getting high? It makes the Vicodin not work. It's like, okay, but how does it do that? Well, blocks your brain's ability to, secrete serotonin and dopamine. And, so like, yeah, you can't get high. You're all, yeah, but don't I need dopamine and serotonin to like feel excited and happy? It's like, don't worry about it, guy. All you need to worry about is that Suboxone is very effective. And you're like, okay, but what are the side effects? You'll never feel excited about anything. Like, you'll never feel excited. You'll just like, you won't even understand. You're like, wow, I should feel something. And yet I just feel blue every single day. But, you won't die of an overdose on fucking fentanyl. So it's like, that is better than that. But if they don't tell you that, it's nearly impossible to get off. And they could very easily do the exact same thing and make it short acting so that people could maintain their situation and then get off. But they are demons. Fucking pharmaceutical companies, they're demons, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Don't get me wrong at all. You don't even need to, honestly, you don't even need to have fucking ADHD, anxiety, and bipolar. Like, if someone is choosing to fucking live their life through chemistry, that's fine. I don't care. You know what I mean? We already talked about the Kiss Cam guy, dude. This is a live stream. I've been talking for 53 minutes. You think I have 53 minutes of fucking content about this stupid fuck that got caught cheating and then he's going to sue them? Jeez. Even I can't stretch a story that long, guy. I don't even know what we're talking. Buvidal? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what Buvidal is. Dude, this guy. Remember this fucking guy, dude? This dude who had the world by the balls, He's like, I'm a CEO. I'm smart. I'm rich. I've got my wife at home and I've got this skank at work that I bang. And then all at once, it all came crashing down in this moment right here. And you know what's hilarious about that is if they would have just fucking played it cool If they would have just played it cool and kissed, like if they got on them, they're all, oh, and kissed, no one would have ever found out about it. But they're so shit. They're so shit at being devious cheaters that they fucking sign their own death warrants. So, oh my God, we're on the screen. It's like, act normal, dude. Or just don't have affairs. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, she's definitely not. She's definitely not very hot. Oof. I don't believe that. You don't snort Phenibut. That sounds like it would burn a hole in your nostril. Wow. Iron Cow Girl Bree. What's up, dude? I had a long-term college girlfriend whose name was Bree. She's good people. I mean, I can't recommend that on here. I can't recommend stuff on here. Also, Suboxone, I got off Suboxone, but it took me it took me like 10 months to wean down. Like that's how fucking gnarly Suboxone is. And I realize I'm kind of like a hard-headed like lunatic where like if I decide I'm going to do something, like I'm going to fucking do it. And so I can tell you like from experience, it was way harder than it should have been. Gleaming eyes. Thank you very much. I am flattered. Been on Suboxone for 15 years. Do you have any suggestions on how to get off of them? I've been trying for years. Can't seem to come off. I can give you, I mean, like I said, I'll tell you what I did. Welcome to the welcome to the membership, Gillen. So what happened to me basically was that like, when, you know, if you guys have ever heard me tell my story, like when my life imploded completely, like where I lost everything, went from CEO of my company, you know, on paper millionaire to like bankrupt and then unemployed in another fucking state that I didn't like. The speed and totality of the destruction of my life was one for the books. And at the absolute bottom, I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening, but I'm going to need all of my senses to rebuild my life. And I have nothing else going on now. Like this shit has to be done. And so during that period of time, the worst period of time in my entire life was 2017, the worst year of my life without even there's nothing even fucking close. But I was cutting down very, very slowly. Like, so I started, I think I was taking 8 milligrams a day, and I would go, okay, then I would like measure them, and then I would do 7, you know, and then I would do 6. Like I can't remember how many days I would do it for, like maybe like 4 days at each one, you know, maybe a week. I don't know, 4 days to a week at each level, because you'll chop it down a little bit and you won't feel it at first, because the half-life's so fucking long, you know? And so like, you're like, oh, okay, this was easy to go from 8 to 7, right? And then like day 4, you'll be laying in bed and you'll wake up and have absolutely paralyzing anxiety and RLS, restless legs. The lucky thing for me was my life was so fucked up that I was attributing the like panic attacks I was having to just the circumstances of my life. You know, like I really just thought like, that's how horrific my life is right now, that like when I would wake up in the middle of the night just sweating in fucking absolute sheer panic, I thought it was because, you know, it was also that for sure. Like I was the most depressed I've ever been in my entire life. Like everything, I lost everything. And I had a wife who didn't work at the time, 2 kids, and my wife was 5 months pregnant with our 3rd kid. I have no income. I had already lost almost all of our money. Like I didn't lose it. It's whatever. Long story, not relevant. Right. So, I mean, like a person could not possibly like go like, you know, I feel like how jagged a change in someone's life is going to dictate the emotional impact, right? Like, it's like, if you are, you know, if you're like, I don't know, pick a job where you don't make very much money, then you become unemployed. It's like, you know, you were already stressing out about money a lot. It's like, okay, now I'm really stressed. I was already stressed. But if you were like on fucking I really genuinely, with every fiber of my being, believed that I was going to be a billionaire with the country, like the company that I was doing. Like I could see exactly how it was going to happen. I had a TV show that was going to get made about this thing. These companies that I was competing with were billion-dollar companies. The only thing they had on us was money and exposure. I was going to beat them with the exposure, with the thing. Like that's where I was at, and I was certain it was going to work. I went from that to unemployed with not a single job prospect in the world. When I sold my company, they were supposed to pay off all of the, debt secured for the company, which they did not do. And then I found out that because I personally secured it, even though I had sold the company and they were responsible for paying it, it was on me. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, more even than the cash portion of my acquisition, which meant bankruptcy. So like, it was just so violent and horrific. But again, like it was the best thing that could have happened because killed my ego, like dead. And I laugh when people are, oh, Jesse says he doesn't have an ego. I'm like, I don't, dude, actually. Like, I really don't. If you really know what you're looking for, like ego, like Conor McGregor, or like liking the feeling of making other people feel jealous. Okay. Like that shit's gone. I do not have that even a little bit. And it never is going to come back. And also I was able to get off Suboxone. And the only reason is because my life was so fucked up that it couldn't make it any worse. But in terms of your ability to do it, it won't be that bad for you because if you have like a regular life, you just cut down a little bit, like 1 milligram a week, another milligram a week. As you get down to like the lower doses, it gets a lot harder, but it's fucking doable. I did it. You know what I mean? Is Pulsar. Thank you for the super chat. Good sir. And Dave, thank you again, dude. My first time in Florida in the very early days of just being addicted to codeine. After an operation before I got into Oxy, I ran out of codeine while there and tried to get codeine Paramus, whatever that is, okay, which is sold in the UK over the counter, but the US didn't sell it. I bought Kratom for the first time and it helped, but not versus an Oxy addiction. Oh yeah, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Kratom cannot replace real opioids. That's why when people are like, it's just like it, I'm like, no, it's fucking not, dude. It absolutely is not. I'm not saying that if you take Kratom every day for fucking 5 years and then you go cold turkey that you won't feel it. But to compare it to opioid, it's just dumb. It's not the same. It's not the same. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Chi-Town Brian, gifted one. You're the best, dude. Thank you very much. And congratulations to whoever got it. Is Pulsar, I appreciate you. Wow, moved to Texas in 2020, same as y'all been here for a minute. We moved here in 2021, like March of 2021. You are very welcome, good sir. You can shoot me an email too if you want to talk more about it, dude. I'll talk to you anytime you want. All right, I am gonna jump off and watch the UFC as I have been out of the corner of my eye this whole time. The weirdest card ever. There's like one fighter that I know on the card until like the last one, but. Is there anything else that we absolutely have to talk about? Dude, I have no, like this 5,000 one, like I have no idea. Like I have no idea what to make of this because the red one normally is like $500, but I don't think this is that much, but also I can tell by the amount of words that you were allowed to write that it's like it's in that same. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. Either way, whether it was $3 or $300, I appreciate you very much, dude. Very generous, and thank you everybody who super chatted. And thanks for hanging out, everybody. I love you guys. Does anybody have anything, anything pressing before we get out of here? Thank you again, dude. Hit me with it because I will definitely respond. Testosterone undecanate. My email is realjesseonfire@gmail.com. Oops. Buprenorphine like Suboxone, but monthly injection. Oh, I've heard of that stuff. Ibogaine video ASAP. Dude, I haven't done it because the most profound thing that happened during the Ibogaine, I can never verbalize it without breaking down crying every single time. Every fucking time. And It's like, oh, choked. That's such a sick choke, dude. Yeah, it's now you've done 12 years, ready to be off it. I totally understand. This is exactly how I felt. And again, it's fucked that they do. Like, I'm totally serious. Like, I talk shit about pharmaceutical companies being evil all the time, but the Suboxone thing is evil. You know, that's my biggest pet peeve. Now, I'm gonna talk now again because this part, like, there's nothing shittier than people pretending to be doing things to help people when in reality they are actually very intentionally hurting people. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're coming. Listen, we are addressing the opioid crisis. This Suboxone, it's a miracle drug. It's saving people. And yeah, like when you give it to someone who is completely strung out on oxy at the end of the oxy epidemic, yeah, that's helping them for sure. But you had a choice about whether to make, like, the way it works is it works exactly like an opioid, except that you block your brain's ability to push out dopamine and serotonin. So again, it's like, it's a trick. They're like, oh yeah, you won't even get high if you did the, oh yeah, okay, well, but they're not going to get happy. So they're even being sober doesn't even have the upside that it would otherwise. But the biggest thing that's so fucked is the half-life, dude. You're telling me they did that by accident? They made it the longest half-life ever. People I know who got off of it cold turkey because they went to jail said they were in withdrawal for fucking 3 months. It's is unfathomable to me. Like, I literally can't even imagine what that would be like. Withdrawal's hell on earth. This is exactly right. Wait, hang on. Hold on. Someone just said hold on. Oops, wrong one. But this is true as well. It's the same people who created the epidemic. Same with the Narcan. I don't know about that. Are you sure Narcan was put out there by like Purdue is the one that really fucking kicked off the opioid epidemic, but then all these other companies came on. But man, people swear by Narcan. But again, Narcan is like quick fix, save someone's life, right? Like at whether whoever made it, it's like the actual outcome is you are helping people with that drug. Suboxone is like, and we'll get them, it's like, oh, help them. And then behind closed doors, and we'll get them hooked for life, And what I was trying to find is someone was saying you get all of the side effects without the high. And it's like, that's almost like, that is actually exactly right. I mean, if you're in comparison, like if you're a certain type of drug addict, if you're the type of opioid addict that I was, that's exactly it. That is literally exactly it. All of the downside of being on opioids without getting high, because it just turned my light up. If you're someone who is much more prone to crash out level opioid, then yeah, Suboxone is probably very helpful. But also that habit can be so fucking expensive that you just, you're like, I can't do this. Subtext. I think Subtext is the same as Suboxone, right? Subutex. I'm pretty sure it's very similar. Buprenorphine. This is what we're talking about. This is Suboxone. It gets you high as fuck at first, like very, very short term, and then your brain gets used to it, and then you never get high ever again on anything. I have a lawsuit with Purdue Pharma and Suboxone. They overcharge. The Suboxone ruins your teeth. Are you fucking serious? Is that true? Because I'll sue the fuck out of them. Because my teeth got fucked while I was on that shit. Butte gets non-opioid addicts high as fuck. I remember. Yeah, I don't know. It's true. It's a class action. I'm gonna get in on that. I've never gotten in on a fucking class action lawsuit before, but I've spent some money on my teeth. I would say I was allergic to naloxone so I can get the plain Subutex. See, I don't know, dude. I don't know Subutex very well. I don't know. I don't know what that stuff is. Gabapentin, used to take it to avoid withdrawals. Apparently hard to get a hold of now. Dude, I have a shitload of gabapentin. I've had the same bag of gabapentin for fucking like 8 years. Like, I don't know why. Like, I can't even remember how I got it in the first place, but I never take that shit. GABA itself, you know, like just regular GABA that you get, I can tell anytime that a supplement has GABA in it because I could feel it instantly. It's like it feels like little pins and needles all over my skin. Immediately, I'm like, "There's GABA in that, right?" And my wife would be like, "Yeah, there's a little bit of GABA." I'm like, I told you I don't like that shit. Gabrielle is a saint to stick with me, and obviously a good guy with a problem, which she knew you could beat. My wife, 5 years, 18-year total, bailed after 3 years of being on methadone to come off of it. Yeah, dude, that's a rough situation. You lose you hope that like you don't have to lose your wife for like, you know, for you to get there. Like I got very lucky because that would have been a lot, you know. Oh, I know. Yeah. Because like I was actually gonna say something about that. Like I commented on yesterday's live stream where I was like, if you guys ever hear, if my audio ever sounds like it did yesterday, just let me know in the chat because that means I forgot to switch the audio because it's a long story, but yeah, this is the correct audio this time. Dude, my life is absolutely amazing now, but I fucking earned it. Believe me, dude. Trust me. Like my life was very much not amazing from 2017 till I mean, it got a lot better, but like probably like mid 2020 is when like it was like, okay, this is like it was actually still pretty fucked. When I was working in fucking tech sales, it was like acid in my fucking bloodstream, dude. I can't even explain to you how contrary to my personality working for a corporate company is. It's like I like, you know, clearly I'm born to do this. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things like when you start doing the thing that you're supposed to do, it's as easy as breathing, dude. It's like as soon as I started doing this, I fucking knew it was going to work. You know, it took hundreds and hundreds of videos before it even started to get traction, but I knew it was going to work because I could just objectively watch my content and be like, this is fucking good, dude. And but as good as I am at this is how shit I am at working for a corporation. It's just like, I am not built for that world, dude. And I had to do that. I had no choice. And coming out of 2017, I had no choice, dude. I had 3 kids, wife who was just getting started in what she does. And in 2018, so I was unemployed for 10 months. And I mean, if a bus would have hit me, I wouldn't have cared. Like it's, you know, I was never going to like kill myself, but like, I was so unhappy that like, if a bus hit me, I would have been like, you know, and I'm laying there. I'm like, I don't really think there's any reason for me to like fight to survive. You know, this life sucks. Oh, and then after that, when I find it, like I just by fucking miracle got a job I was unqualified for in tech sales that still was a junior job compared to like all of my peers that were my age. I was waking up at 4:30 in the morning every morning. I'd never had to wake up for anybody for any job ever. And coming off of that time, I was waking up at 4:30 in the morning to take BART into San Francisco fucking 5 days a week. Just like, which is like, I'm not built for fucking fences, man. You know, I'm built to be fucking running free, which is why I am so grateful for my life. You know what I mean? All right. I'm going to jump. My kids are downstairs. I'm neglecting them. That's how much I like hanging out with you guys, dude. All right. Love you guys. Bye.